Hey guys, okay, as y'all can see, I leveled up, I bossed up, I got me a microphone. We're gonna see how well my audio is with this. But last time y'all saw me, my hair is a little different. I'm about to change it again, y'all. I've had this hair for like 3 months. I'm about to change it. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is step into your own light. I've been gone for a minute. I haven't been posting as much as I said I would. I know I said I was gonna try and post every 2 weeks, and I think I literally haven't posted in 3 months. But it's fine because I'm stepping into my own light. I was down in the dark, and I thought it was because like I was just I was down. I was down. I was not. Hold up. I'm gonna move this and hold this close to my mouth. I was down. I was not feeling it. I was not feeling things, and I thought that it was seasonal depression. But I'm now realizing that along with that, I think I was also just trying to, like, subconsciously, I was storing energy and passion, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted. And I think low key, my frontal lobe has started to kick into gear now. And so with that, I've realized some things about myself, some things about what I'm passionate about, and I've learned that you have to just step into your own light. You can't wait for somebody to find you or somebody to come and save you. You have to learn how to save yourself and then take the help from other people who are trying to uplift you and not use you. And I mean that in all ways, you guys. I genuinely mean that in all ways. Sorry, I got a little corner of my mouth was a little white. Um, but like that stepping into your own light, we all have a light that burns inside of us. We have a soul. We all have a soul. And a lot of the times, especially when you're in college, I think that you or we as people, or I'm not even gonna speak for we, I'm gonna speak for myself. I know that the logical side of my brain is why I'm in college. Getting a career, having a stable income, being successful in that, because that is something I'm passionate about. What I'm studying, the things I want to do with my career are things that I am passionate about. But my soul yearns for other things. And people talk about get a job to feed your mind, but then get a passion that feeds your soul. And sometimes people get really lucky and both do that. Like they get a two for one. Their job feeds their brain, it feeds the economy, but it also feeds their soul. My job, it feeds, or my career, it would feed my soul, but not to the extent that my true passions are. Um, and I was in a speech class today, like a public speaking class, and one of the presenters today, my classmate, she just randomly, like, her opener for the speech was like just giving random compliments out to certain people in the class, and she gave me a compliment, and she was like, I don't know you very well, but I can I just get from you that you have such a good sense of self, and that you seem to just know what you want, and you just are so confident, and I just like I really like it makes me want to be more confident, and I wish I was like that. And I was sitting there, I was like, girl, I'm probably the least confident human being on a planet. I do think I have a good sense of self. I think I do know what I want, but I am not confident. I don't act on that very often, and I think that no, I know that from now on I'm definitely going to be acting on what feeds my soul, because my entire life I've been feeding my mental, my psyche, or not my psyche. I don't really know what that brain is, like what I would call that. But yeah, sorry, I'm blinking. I had lost my train of thought. But yeah, this video is not gonna be super duper duper long. Basically, I'm just coming on here to tell y'all, give me 10 years. Honestly, give me 5 to 10. And I'm gonna post updates. I'm not gonna give myself like a deadline or say that I'm gonna be consistently inconsistent with this YouTube stuff. But I also want to still also inspire people and talk about real problems, because as a black man, I don't think there's enough of us talking about mental health and pursuing your dreams, regardless of what other people think, regardless of how outlandish your dreams may be. Pursue your dreams, but also you do have to live on Earth, and you do have to. Somebody just fell upstairs. You do have to live on Earth, and you do have to also realize like I need to pursue my dreams, but I also need to make sure that I am at a good point in my life where I am able to pursue my dreams. So I'm in college. I was thinking about going all the way to a PhD or a master's or PhD. I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I think I'm gonna get my 4-year degree, my 2 minors, and I'm gonna work in my career in my field, pay off my debt. Once all of my debts are paid off, which should only take me about 3.5, 4 years. I have nothing holding me back. Truthfully, I'm gonna save up some money, and my goal really by 2030 is to move to California. But I feel like I would kind of be still going back and forth, or it might not be quite like full time in California, because by 2030 I'll be turning 25 that year, and I think that is like that's prime, like you're in your prime, like. But I have 5 years to get it together. You know what I'm saying? I have 5 years to get it together, to build a following, to build a fan base, to build a community, and then I'm gonna go to California. I've been wanting to go to California since I was in high school. I wanted to go to Stanford, but I'm gonna go to California and I'm gonna make my dreams happen. And I'm not one of those people who are like, I hope I get lucky. I hope that when I go up there, I'm just gonna hustle until it works. I'm gonna hustle until it works. But my point is that I have the mindset, and I've always had this mindset, it will work. My dreams will come true. Kind of like Kim K, where she just said, like, she just knew she was going to be famous. I feel the same way. And honestly, Kim K is one of my personal heroes, because she took a really bad situation. Obviously, she started off with money, but she took a situation that would ruin her, like, ruin some people. Like, some people would, you know, over what happened with her and Ray J. And she used that and propelled herself into stardom. And now, look at her, a billionaire. I don't think I want to become a billionaire. I just don't think there's a need for that much money for one person, but that's my personal philosophy. But my dreams are going to come true. I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to make it happen, and we all need to. You just can't. Like, I feel like life is too short, and you only get to live in this body as this person once. We don't get second chances in life. And you have to just make the most of it, and you have to propel yourself, and you have to try your best in every single thing that you do. And I know that kind of sounds overzealous, and it sounds like, oh, you're cocky. I'm not cocky, but I can say this with my full chest. I've never once completely failed at something that I truly wanted. When there's stuff I don't really care about, or when there's stuff that I feel like I'm only doing it because I have to and not because I want to, it's rocky, But anything I've truly been passionate about, or truly have wanted for myself to happen, it has happened. I've never once completely failed at anything. Obviously, there's been exams that I've wanted to go really, really well, and I didn't do as good as I should have, or I borderline didn't do good at all. But I ain't never got a 0 on an exam, and I think you have to think of it that way. You can study for days to weeks and get a 30 on an exam, and that is a fail, but you still knew 30% of that material. You still succeeded in learning 30% of something. You still succeeded in some capacity. You'd never have truly failed. Now, there's probably a person or someone out there who has studied, and still, for whatever reason, got a 0 on something, and, that I'm so sorry that happened to you, but that's just not my experience with life, especially when it's things I'm really passionate about. Anything that you are passionate about, I promise you, if you truly have true passion, and it's self-motivated passion about something, you will not fail. You will never fail. I'm a living testimony to that. I cannot think of one thing that I've truly wanted so bad that I either have just never gotten, or that I failed at doing. And that starts with understanding your light, and understanding what you want versus what you think other people want for you, or what you want because you want to impress, or you want to complete the wishes of other people, or you want to fulfill the expectations that other people have set for you. And that mindset is really detrimental, and I think a lot of children who go to college have that mindset of, I'm doing this because this is what my family or what my parents expect of me. Not really what I want to do, but it's what they expect of me, and I want to make them proud. But I promise you, you will feel prouder if you did things that you wanted to do because you want to do them, because you're genuinely passionate about that. And if people don't understand your passion, or people don't support you in that passion, they're not meant to be in your life. They're not meant to be supportive. Like, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not meant to be there. And that goes for friends, that goes for family members, that goes for parents. And I'm lucky that my parents, I think, would support me in anything that I was really passionate about doing. But I know that they have their doubts, and I think everyone has their doubts. And the people who doubt you more than they support you are not your friend. I don't care. They are not in your corner. If someone doubts you more than they support you, they could be your best friend, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, whoever. They are not your friend. They are your enemy. They are not your ally. Because at the end of the day, you need to surround yourself with people who are going to support you as much as you support them. You cannot, and that brings me to another topic of, you cannot expect people to support you fully if you don't also support them fully. And I mean that in a plethora of ways. Obviously, you don't have to agree with everything that everyone else you surround yourself does. But for example, one of my really good friends, she wants to be a performer. She wants to be an entertainer. She wants to be a musician. And I support her fully in her dream. And she supports me fully in my dreams. But I have other friends who they want to pursue dentistry, or they want to pursue a career in computer science, and that's their passion. That's what they want to do. And they want to, but they have the mindset of, oh, I'm doing it because I can get rich, or I'm doing it because I want money. And I still support them. Okay, like if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I don't support that mindset, but you as a person, I want you to succeed. And I would expect that they do that to me. But there's some people in my life who are in my life simply to troll me, who are simply there to make fun of me, who are simply there to be a monitoring spirit, holier than thou. And those people are not people, they're not true allies of mine. And I'm not saying you have to completely cut those people off. I think you should remove monitoring spirits from your life, because just always have negative connotations with that. But you don't need to completely, stepping into your light doesn't mean removing theirs from your light doesn't depend on other people. Your ego might depend on other people, and your perception of yourself might depend on how other people talk about you, talk with you, perceive you. But at the end of the day, when you surround yourself with people who just support you just simply for being you, it doesn't matter what they say or what they think or what they do outside of that, because you know at the end of the day that it's your light, and they just want to see your light grow regardless of what you do. And it should be the same way. You should see people who you're just like, I don't care what you do, as long as you're happy and as long as it's what you're truly passionate about internally, ignoring all the external rewards and fame and fortune and all of that. If it's what you want to do, I'm going to support you, and you need to find people who do that for you as well. And that does, like I said, like I was going to say, that doesn't mean simply cutting everyone out of your life who doesn't openly or who doesn't full throttle support you. Sometimes you need something to ground you. You can't exist in a world where everyone loves you. You can't. It's impossible. There's always going to be that one person who doesn't like you. There's always going to be that one person who doubts you. It's more about knowing that regardless of the doubt, regardless of what that person believes, you're still going to succeed, because you have yourself at the end of the day, because you are yourself, and you know what you're capable of, and you know that your potential is far greater than anything anyone else could imagine for you. And yeah, but yeah, I'm saying all this to say, just like what Doechii did, where she got on YouTube and she said, I'm gonna be fucking famous. I don't know if I can say it on here. I'm gonna be famous, and if you don't support me, I don't really care. If you support me, I love you. Like, that's where I'm at. If you don't support me fully as like and you consider yourself my friend, we're not friends. And there are people in my life who I spend a lot of time with who just don't. They just don't. And I'm gonna be around you, but also I'm projecting my energy from you, because I might like being around you for certain circumstances or for certain things, but when it comes down to real, substantial, there's a word I'm looking for and I lost it. But when it comes down to just real, substantial, critical moments in my life, don't expect to be there. Don't expect me to call on you, because I know that you kind of just sit in the background. You're there when it also benefits you. If it doesn't benefit you, you don't really want to be there. And or you're there for me to be your entertainment, or for me to be your butler, or for me to be your servant, or for me to cater to you. And this is my life. This is what I'm doing. So yeah. And my last thing that I'm gonna say is that stepping into your light is not something you can only partially do. You can't just kind of step into your light. You have to commit to it. And that means accepting yourself completely and entirely, flaws and all. I feel like that's really cliche and we've all heard it, but it's the truth. I'm taking my glasses off because the glare from outside is like making my eye hurt. But you have to commit to yourself. You have to commit to yourself. You have to commit to being you. And if you don't like the version of you that you are, it's a great thing that we have this physical appearance, because you can change your physical appearance and you can also change your actions. You can become that person you want to be. If you don't like certain things about yourself, the beauty of being human is that we can evolve and we can change. And because we're human, we're inherently multifaceted. You don't have to just be one niche. You don't just have to be this one thing. Your niche can be being a jack of all trades. That is a niche within itself. Not everyone is capable of being good at everything. Not everyone is capable of being able to handle multiple very different topics and tasks and passions. Some people find one thing that they're good at and they stick with it forever. And there's some people who find, one or two things that they're good at and they stick with it. Or one might prioritize the other, but they keep the other one on the back burner. And then there's some people who are able to do anything, and can be good at anything. And those people, us, because listen, like I said, I'm going to step into my light. I'm not going to dim my shine. I truly believe I'm one of those people, and I refuse to let anyone else dim my shine, because I used to be told all the time, don't be jack of all trades, master of none. But that's not even the full saying, by the way, y'all. That's not even the full saying. I gotta look it up. I gotta remember. I literally have to look it up right now, so I'm gonna crop this out. But the full saying is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. I just want to. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. When I post is when I post. If I don't, then I don't. Love you guys.